Alrighty. Hi there. Please allow me to begin this by telling you a little bit about myself. I like to think I'm a pretty average guy about a lot of things. My name is Q McCartney. I'm 22 years old. I study political science at the University of Calgary. I'm a libertarian. And I'm also an idiot a lot of the time. Today I'm here to talk to you primarily because I'm worried. I'm worried about this province, I'm worried about this country, and I'm worried about this continent. I am extremely worried. Now normally I would wait until I was older and more importantly smarter to try and say the things I'm about to say. Or if I was actually smart, I just wouldn't say them. But my fear of the future was combined with my complete incredulity at the state of politics around the world to inspire me to finally take a crack at this. I'm going to start making political commentary on the internet. Now, I have a hunch already that this project is going to end up becoming far more than political polemical essays. The breadth of what I'm trying to express here is most likely going to necessitate this becoming a far more personal project than it could be. I would like to try, keyword there, try, to demonstrate the ability of a political pundit, a voter, and a citizen to engage with politics online in a new and more positive way. I don't know how to do that yet, but I'm working on it. Now, this is obviously an extremely difficult task that I cannot recall anyone ever trying, and obviously this project will be subject to my personal political biases, and I don't for a single second think that I have discovered the best way to engage with politics online. But it looks to me like no one's trying to find it right now, and it really looks to me like it's something we need right now. So until either one of us can find someone to do this better than I can, I would like to politely ask you to join me on my search for personal political development. Now, I have decided to label this search the attempt to find the political philosophy of the future. Now, I know that sounds super cringy and very aspirational, but here's what I mean. I do not mean that I'm going to do thousands of hours of research online, documented on YouTube, and call that the political philosophy of the future. I am nowhere near arrogant enough to do that, and far smarter men than me have tried, just to name a few. So, when I say finding the political philosophy of the future, I mean demonstrating the viability of the liberal tradition in the 21st century. And how I think we go about that is cooperatively, as creator and audience, as debate partners, as conversationalists, as constituents. We mutually look for ways to construe both liberalism and conservatism into more modern ideologies that retain their philosophical precepts while casting aside the most divisive and polarizing aspects of our political system. I don't know how we're going to do that, but that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I'm here to try and find out with you. In the short term, what that looks like is me developing my ideology, argumentation, editing, presentation by shouting my opinions into the void. However, eventually, I might be shouting my opinions to an extremely intelligent individual who respectfully disagrees in a productive and positive way. You also should know that on top of having the stupidly aspirational goal of finding the political philosophy of the future, I am 22 years old. I'm also on the internet to have fun, screw around, play video games, make mistakes. So get ready for that as well. I also have other things I like to talk about other than politics. I like history, video games, culture, art, but those things are for much later. Politically, there is so much that I want to talk to you about. The nature and role of ideology in our lives, international relations, foreign policy, domestic policy, but I can't talk about those things with you yet. I don't know how to write political YouTube videos. I don't know how to animate them. I don't know if I need to edit them. And to be honest with you, the scariest thing about starting political commentary at such a young age is I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep thinking the things that I'm saying or how much longer I'm going to agree with them. But to be completely honest with you, I'm really not sure how much more time I can spend on the sidelines at this point. So, what am I going to be doing on this channel to develop my skills, argumentation, and knowledge to a place on par with or approaching other political pundits on the internet? Well, I'm going to do something pretty regularly done by them, and then I'm going to do something never done by them. First things first, I'm going to dunk on conservatives. Now, I am a conservative myself, although if you asked me what I am, I would tell you I'm a libertarian, or a classical liberal. If you need to know what I mean by that, then please let me tell you as concisely as possible. I think that the exact extent of the government's power should be limited to only those things that provide public goods to everyone, while maintaining individual rights and using the judiciary to negotiate the administration of those rights. Now, I'd like to stop really quickly here and say that this is a resolution I've been working on for some time, but I'm not really sure if it's the right fit for me. But hey, if you ask me to reduce my governmental philosophy into 50 words or less, I would say that's a pretty good first shot. Now, of course, as a libertarian, I consider myself, in the least, an estranged member of the conservative family, and as it is the dominant right-wing ideology, I have some things to say about it now and later. Conservatism has practically become a defunct ideology at this point of the 21st century. What the hell are we doing, and how the hell are we even winning elections anymore? I don't know what is more embarrassing about modern Western politics. The fact that the right keeps winning, or that the left keeps losing to us. I mean, look at us. Look at the most recognizable faces in modern conservative politics and ask yourself honestly right now, if these people have pushed our movement forward or backwards. We have to be able to do better than these people. I mean, come on. I didn't think it was possible for a collection of politicians and pundits to just suck so bad. But let's not make fun of the people, shall we? They make it too easy. And I'm going to be doing a lot of that later anyway. Let's talk about policy. That's what politics is supposed to be about, right? Policy? Well, not if you ask conservatives. The right wing has no policy anymore. It doesn't exist for us. It's ethereal. It's anathema. All we do now is oppose or repeal. We oppose deficit spending despite doing nothing to curb it. We oppose immigration reform while endlessly demanding a secure border. We oppose Obamacare. We oppose the carbon tax. We oppose NAFTA. We oppose the Green New Deal. We oppose getting out of Afghanistan and Iraq. We oppose the Iran nuclear deal. What the fuck are we in favor of? Tax cuts? For years now. The right has never been able to answer the most basic question in politics. The first thing every single voter wants to know, including me, is what are you going to do for me? For years now, the left, the liberals, NDP, Labor, whatever you want to call them, they have answers to these questions. They're going to get you $10 a day childcare so that you can get back to work and get your family on its feet. They're going to get you universal pharmacare and ensure you affordable access to life-saving medicine that you need. They're going to get you $1,400 checks so that you can pay the rent next month. They have identified climate change as an important international issue and they're making plans to solve it. They want to eliminate student debt, which is crippling bankruptcy-proof debt. I'm not sure if the right-wing political establishment is paying attention the past 30 years, but the way you're supposed to win elections is by choosing popular policies, running on them, and then enacting those policies. Which, of course, leads me to the second thing I'm here to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to write a political platform. Yes, you heard me right there, a political platform. You mean that 60 to 100-page document created by hundreds, if not thousands of staffers with the contributions of dozens of interest groups, economists, and hundreds of politicians, not to mention donors? Yeah, that is what I mean. So this 22-year-old kid with no team, no internal polling data, and no funding, with no complete formal political or economic education, is going to write a political platform that is not going to be used in any election. Well, hopefully I am. I have given myself the next 6 months or so to figure it out, and I am sure going to try. Part 1 is being released already alongside this video, and it is all about determining whether or not the Alberta oil industry has a future. So hopefully in the next 6 months or so, the series will be finished. I will have developed my writing, production, and editing skills to place on par with other creators. I will have hopefully acquired a small audience that I have hopefully convinced to be genuinely interested in changing the politics of our time for the better. And hopefully from there, as I wrap up my undergraduate degree, we can move on to bigger, more fun, more interesting ideas. Maybe next year we can find a federal platform. Maybe the year after that, an American platform. So that is pretty much all I have to say to introduce myself. But before I leave you, I'm just going to tell you everything else I'm working on and where you can find it. This channel, Relatively Civil Discourse, is going to be for everything that I have to say that is political. I also have a Twitch channel, Relatively Civil Discourse Live, that is in fact live. There I record unscripted content and play video games, because I can already tell you that it's going to take me a long time to release videos on here. I also have a personal channel named Keel McCartney. Everything that I have to say that isn't related to politics is going to be on there. I'd really appreciate it if you check it out. The first thing I think we're going to be starting with is a 5-ish part series trying to determine the greatest channel in human history. I'm going to try and release at least one video a month on my personal channel in this one. That is pretty much all I have to say. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please, please, please watch part 1 of my political platform.